You think you know your body? No, you really don't. School lied by omission. Textbooks skipped the good stuff. I mean it. You're walking around in a biological machine you've never opened. So let's play a game. Fast. Brutal. 3 questions, 7 seconds each. No Googling, no guessing faces. First rule, there are no wrong answers. Even if you fail, you get something useful. Question 1 drops now. Where is your spleen? Don't point. You don't know. Time's up. That's the problem. We live inside systems we've never mapped. Organs working silently, backups hiding in plain sight, and nobody explained why they matter. This isn't trivia, this is survival literacy. By the end of this, you'll never say, "I know my body," that casually again. Nobody talks about the spleen. That's not an accident. Most people think it's useless. Wrong. Your spleen is your immune filter. It scans your blood constantly, pulls out damaged red cells, flags threats quietly. And here's the part you never heard. It stores blood, an emergency reserve, about 1/4 liter, packed with red blood cells, pure oxygen delivery on standby. Lose blood fast? Your spleen contracts. It dumps that reserve into circulation. That's not trivia, that's a survival mechanism. Research suggests this backup system helped humans survive trauma long before modern medicine existed. And yet people say, you can live without it, so who cares? Sure, you can, but you lose redundancy, and biology loves redundancy. That's lesson 1. Your strongest muscles aren't in your legs. They're not in your core, they're in your ears. Tiny, almost invisible. And they decide how long you'll hear clearly. Meet the stapedius muscle, the smallest skeletal muscle in your body. Its job? Damage control. Loud sound hits, it contracts. It dulls the vibration, just enough to protect your inner ear. But here's the catch. It gets tired. Constant noise? Headphones all day? High volume just a bit longer? The muscle stops reacting. That's when damage sneaks in. Not dramatic, not instant, gradual, silent, permanent. Ignore it and your ears won't warn you. They'll just fade, quietly. Studies show prolonged exposure above safe levels overwhelms this reflex. That's why the 60-60 rule exists. No more than 60% volume. No more than 60 minutes at a time. Quick question. Name an organ that starts with useless. Go on. You already have one in mind. That word didn't come from biology. It came from outdated guesses. For decades, we slapped the label optional on anything we didn't understand. No function? Must be junk. That logic is dangerous. Biology doesn't keep souvenirs. If something stays for thousands of years, it's doing something. We just didn't have the tools to see it. That's how myths are born. An organ looks quiet. It doesn't scream when it works. So we assume it's pointless. Bad assumption. Very bad. In the next part, I'll show you which organs people casually remove and what the body really pays for that choice. Stay sharp. Let's say it clearly. You can lose some organs and stay alive. That doesn't mean you're fine. One kidney, usually manageable. The other one adapts, filters harder, works overtime. Part of your liver? It regrows, slowly, impressively. Spleen? You'll survive, but your immune response changes. Risk goes up. Gallbladder? Digestion shifts. Fat handling gets messy. Some people adapt, some don't. Lung? Yes, possible. Breath becomes a resource you feel. Research suggests the body compensates, but compensation isn't optimization. Here's the lie we were told. If you can live without it, it doesn't matter. Wrong. Biology is built with margins. Remove parts and you shrink the margin. You're still alive, just closer to the edge. Here's where things stop being casual. Some organs don't forgive removal at all. Take hormone-producing glands, thyroid, pancreas, adrenals. Lose function there? Your body doesn't figure it out. You replace it daily, precisely, for life. Insulin isn't optional. Thyroid hormones aren't flexible. Miss the dose, everything drifts. Energy drops, temperature shifts, mood bends. And then there's the gut. Large sections gone, absorption changes forever. Water balance breaks. Nutrition turns into math. People say the body adapts. Yes, but adaptation has limits. Research suggests survival is possible, but the system runs tighter. Less room for error. This is the real line. On one side, compensation. On the other, permanent dependency. And most people never learn where it is. Here's the wild part. We're still finding organs. Not in space. Inside you. Meet the mesentery. For years, it was treated like scraps. Just tissue. Just packing material. Wrong. It holds your intestines in place. Feeds them. Connects nerves. Moves signals. No mesentery? Your gut collapses, twists, fails. Nobody survived without it. Not once. So why wasn't it official before? Because we didn't look properly. Old anatomy books sliced the body apart, piece by piece. Connections got missed. Once researchers studied it as a whole, the pattern snapped into focus. Research suggests it functions as a single, continuous organ. Quiet, essential, ignored for decades. That should make you nervous. If we missed this, what else are we still missing? You think everything inside you is already mapped? That's cute. Medicine didn't fail because it was lazy. It failed because it was fragmented. Bodies were studied in parts. Cut, isolate, label, move on. Connections didn't matter. So they vanished from the picture. That's how you miss entire structures. Not small ones, big ones. Take ligaments in the knee. One was officially described only recently. It was always there, we just weren't looking for continuity. Same story, over and over. If it doesn't fit the old map, it gets ignored. Research suggests once imaging improved and tissues were studied alive, not flattened, patterns reappeared. This matters because your body isn't a pile of parts, it's a network, and networks punish tunnel vision. What's the largest organ in your body? No, not skin. You were never told the real answer. There's a system between your tissues, not solid, not empty, fluid-filled spaces, shock absorbers, transport corridors. It's called the interstitium. For decades, it vanished in labs. Why? Because tissue samples were drained, flattened, killed. The spaces collapsed, so doctors saw nothing. Then imaging changed. Live tissue, fluid intact. Suddenly, the nothing appeared. Research suggests this network helps manage pressure, moves signals, and may influence how inflammation spreads. It's everywhere, between organs, under skin, around vessels, not flashy, but massive. And once again, we didn't discover something new. We stopped destroying it during observation. That's a pattern now. You think ink just sits in your skin? Nope. That's a fairy tale. Tattoo pigment drops into microscopic gaps, not cells, spaces between them. Your immune system sees it instantly, foreign, suspicious, so it reacts. Macrophages rush in, they eat the pigment, they trap it, then they die. New macrophages arrive. They eat the same pigment, again and again. That loop never stops. Research suggests it's not skin memory. It's immune persistence. Your body didn't forget the ink. It guards it, relentlessly. That's why tattoos last decades. Not because ink is permanent, because your immune system keeps recycling it. Now, laser removal makes sense. It doesn't erase ink. It breaks particles smaller. Small enough to escape the loop, small enough to be cleared. Here's another lie. We're all built the same. No, we're not. Some people grow extra bones. Literally, there's a small bone behind the knee called the fibula. Used to be rare. Now, more common. Why? Load, posture, movement patterns. Sit wrong long enough, bones respond. Grip phones all day, tendons thicken. Repeat stress, structures appear. That's not mutation, that's adaptation. Some people even have extra tendons in the wrist. Surgeons love those. They borrow them for repairs. And most people never know they had them. Research suggests anatomy shifts with use. Not overnight, but steadily. Your body records habits, in tissue, in bone. Ignore that and you miss the message. The body isn't fixed, it's reactive. Remember when doctors said, appendix? Trash. That aged badly. The appendix stores immune tissue. And bacteria. Good ones. When your gut gets wiped out, it helps reboot the system. Backup plan. Again. Sinuses? Not empty caves. They condition air, protect tissue, shape breathing. Tears? Not weakness. Chemistry. Stress tears carry different compounds. They help dump load from the system. Even fat got misjudged. It's not storage, it's signaling. Leptin, hormones, feedback loops. Research suggests many silent organs act as buffers. They don't shout, they stabilize. Remove them, and life continues. But the system loses shock absorbers. That's the pattern you should see by now. Quiet doesn't mean useless, it means underestimated. Your body isn't a collection of spare parts. It's layered, redundant, defensive. We were taught shortcuts. Labels like optional, vestigial. Doesn't matter. Those labels collapse under scrutiny. You don't need to memorize anatomy. You need respect for complexity. Your body keeps you alive in ways you never notice, until you remove the margins. So question old advice, question simple stories, but don't disrespect the machine you live in. Always listen to your body and consult with your doctor before making big changes. See you in the next one. The more we look properly, the more hidden systems appear. Backups, buffers, fail-safes.